Hi everyone, today I just want to share with you a story. I don't want to say a story time, but an experience that I learned from. Like as usual, I always learn from experience. It's very important because life is full of experiences, and we learn from that. Actually, we really learn from that. I remember I was sent, abroad to learn English, abroad, so out of my country, abroad, and in an English-speaking country. So we had to learn English, and I met many students there from my country and from other countries as well. And we were there to learn English, and we were sent to host families, and and then in my case, I was sent to a host family that, happened to not be in the school families, in the families that the school knew. The situation was like the lady who officially said that she would be my host mother, my host family, the host mother, happened to put her name to the school so that she had a deal with another lady in her area, in her neighborhood, who need some money. And since she knew that the international students were a good business, so she made me go there with a girl from my country. We happened to go to the other lady, and that other lady, who was not officially recorded in the school, she was giving her some percentage of the money that we were giving to her, something like that. So, I don't blame it. It's just the way that people try to make money, out of some situation. So that's why she was officially known to be our host mother, but she wasn't. She sent us to another lady, and the lady was a single lady, and she has kids. She has children of our age at the time with my roommate, the other student. They had like some girls of our age that were very younger and stuff like that. And then we were in that family. We were there. My roommate, who was the other student, international student, and everything was good. And what I've learned is like sometimes don't be too. Don't think that you have to be. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to the story. So it happens sometimes in the few weeks later. We were living there. Everything seemed to be good, and me, my personality, I was the kind of person who actually was always on my own. I don't know why I usually like to be alone. I don't mind being alone. I was doing my stuff, minding my business, Sometimes I will go visit other students who are living in the same neighborhood. But most of the time, I will rather be on my own, reading my book and stay in the room, or sometimes sitting outside. But it was me. That's what I was. The roommates stopped complaining, every time, every night, every day, about some situation in the house. Okay, so she started complaining about the food. She started complaining about the bedroom not being clean anymore, the bed not being clean anymore, having the food that as if the host mother was kind of being cheap on the food that she was buying for us, feeding us with. And then seeing that it looks like there was some improvement for them, but then for us, that's how she felt like it was not fair, that the way she told things. And me, for some reason, I didn't really care about that, to be honest, because I was really focused on me learning my English, improving my skill in English, learning English and trying to adjust with the culture, with the country, and the new place, and you know what I mean by that. But then she was complaining every day. She was complaining at night, in the morning, and to the point where she was even complaining to other students, other international students at school, which I didn't like, because I felt like you don't need to go outside to complain about situation. If you don't like something, why don't you talk to the person, I mean the lady who who was in charge, with who we made the deal with, So why going to the school talking about that to every student who don't even have to care about, but you always have people who like gossiping, and that's something I don't really like. And I was kind of irritated on that. I was irritated. I was like, why going so far? We can really make the situation better instead of going far and talking about that in the bus with other students, in the school, to the point where some of them were making fun of this, and she was even sometimes even making fun of the lady physically. Like, I was like, you're going too far. If you really cannot handle it, let's have a meeting with the lady, and we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna address the issue, okay? Then going everywhere talking about it. So the girl, she actually said, yeah, you're right, but she didn't look really convinced. But I was kind of surprised, because that girl, this young, I mean, we had the same age. The first day we came in the house, in the family, she called the lady mommy right away, which I felt like it was kind of bad for me, because you don't know the woman, you didn't know her. She introduced herself as with her name. I mean, let's say her name was Eva, and then she said, my name is Eva, I'm going to be your mother, your host mother, and stuff like that. But she called her mommy, as if she knew her a long time. And I felt like it was very strange, because how can you call her mommy if you don't even know, you never met her, you don't even know if you like the place with her, in her place and stuff like that, And I found it very strange that she got familiar so fast to people that she didn't even know from nowhere, different country, different culture. For me, I already grew up abroad without my parent. At the age of 11, I wasn't with my parent anymore. So I didn't expect much from people. I've already had experience of living with other people that I didn't know, from other language, from other culture. So for me, it was like, I expect nothing as long as they give me what I needed and I'm not feeling like bad. But she was complaining and complaining, and I was like, okay, so if you don't like the situation, why don't we talk about that to the family, And then, poor me, I talked to the lady before going to school. I told her, look, we're going to have a meeting with you. We're going to talk about a situation that we think, because I say we because I was kind of backing up my roommate, thinking that we are two in this situation together. I wasn't even complaining, but she was the one complaining. But I thought that since it's going to be for both in some ways, so why don't, I didn't want to put myself apart. I thought that, okay, we are together in this situation, so let's talk about it. And then the meeting happened in the weekend, because we went to school during the week. So in the weekend, we had the meeting. I think it was a Saturday, and afternoon. So we called the lady who officially was our host mother, who had the deal, about that. She came, and with another student who actually speak better English than us, kinda, because he was speaking French and English as well. So we all sat down in the living room of that lady house. We start talking about the situation. And this is me being too honest, I mean, not saying what exact word the girl was saying, because she had very mean words at some point, but I didn't like it. You know, I'm Christian. I didn't think that some word was supposed to be said. So that's why I thought about addressing the issue, like, you know, honestly, so that she will stop complaining. She even want to see the dog eating, like really, literally going to the dog and tell me, yes, come and see what the dog is eating. I'm like, you even care about what the dog eats? You know, it was kind of, I don't know, you know, for me, it wasn't something that, you know, I didn't really care. As long as I was going to school and do what I needed. I have my shower, I have everything I needed. But yes, I start to see some little shortcomings, something that she was failing to do with weeks, with months after. But then, you know, I knew already this experience a long time. I knew that people happen to be nice at the beginning and then they start changing, because I've been in the situation very early, so I knew that. So I wasn't complaining that much. I was just telling her, look, it happened, but we can just talk about it, simply. But then she was making fun of her and stuff like that, mocking kind of, with her friends there, other national students. So the meeting happened and I took because I didn't speak good English, I was speaking English like really small words. I used my dictionary and I started explaining to her the situation. Very simply, I didn't say that, no, I just have, you know, the bed is not done anymore and we feel like we need to have our bedroom clean. We need to have our food, like good food, you know, not food like, you know, I was trying to say simple word, but, you know, express myself. What really surprised me is like the girl didn't even prepare the meeting. And she was sitting next to me, quietly, she was sitting like back, you know, on the back. And I found it really fishy, but I didn't really see that at some point until I turned to her and I told her, okay, it's your turn to talk about the situation. I mean, I told her in French, which I shouldn't have, because I should have said that to her in English so everybody would hear me saying that to her. But then I was too honest, I was too good, so I told her in French, but then tell her what you complain about in a very simple, just tell her. And then she was like, oh, I have nothing to say, I would say everything. And then she said in English, she said everything. So the situation was like, people saw me as a bad person right away, because the other one didn't say anything, and I was the only one who was kind of complaining about the situation, addressing the situation, or complaining. When I wasn't even complaining at the beginning, she was complaining, and she was making fun of her outside. But then, because I was too honest, I tried to back her up and talk about this, addressing the issue. Then I felt like the lady were mad at me. She wasn't happy about the situation at all, about me talking about it in front of the other lady. And the girl, my roommate, she was quiet. Then I was like, you call her mommy every time. Why don't you just talk to her now? It's time to tell her. But then, you know, when you're too familiar with people, it's difficult to be able to complain, to make comments, to make remarks, to complain. And that's what happened. And I thought she was hypocrite, period. She was fake. And then I realized it after the meeting was over. And I was like, you said nothing. You said nothing. And then I am the one who was saying, and even her daughter, the girls, her house, the children, they felt bad about me, because first of all, I was a very quiet person, usually. I would be sitting every time in the living room like the girl did. She was always sitting there, always laughing with them. When she was coming back in the room, she was making fun of them, which I wasn't. I didn't have time for that. You know, I didn't have time to go and sit and gossip about it. Just, you know. So I felt that hypocrite, that she was making fun. She was sitting with them, laughing with them in the living room. Me, I was too honest in my way. I wasn't too much close to them. I would go sometimes to the living room with them, and then I would have my time for myself. But then it was seen like I wasn't like social person. The one who happened to look too social was actually the more hypocrite one, and I was trying to defend like we don't talk like that about them, but then people saw me like a bad person after the meeting. So the lady start to get back to the normal habits, cleaning the bedroom, making the bed, doing the food, but she was not happy about that, and I could feel it even with her kids, her children. Month later, my roommate, she kind of rushing the fact that we leave the house, the host family house, because other students in the neighborhood were like going on their own and take their apartment. And I thought, okay, it's good. We need to be independent now. We need to know how to deal with situation on our own, and blah blah blah. So then, that wasn't nothing. When we went there, I remember the month after that, it was our host mother birthday. So I thought about it. I was like, oh, but we could still keep good contact with them. You still need your host family, even if you are gone to another apartment, you are gone on your own. You still need to keep contact with people. So I propose. I say, okay, why don't we go in the weekend and visit her, visit them with a cake, a birthday cake, just to wish her happy birthday, that we thought about her. She wasn't even thinking about it. She had her stuff done, and she was the one calling her mommy when I was calling her by her name Eva. I wasn't her real name, but just the name I gave. Okay, so I was always saying, hi Eva, how are you, and stuff like that, but I wasn't calling her mommy because, what's the point to call her mommy? She wasn't my mom, my real mom. But then, yeah, unless she will be like a real mom to me, a real second mom to me, mother to me. So we went there, bought the birthday cake myself, and I was shocked. I was like, we don't buy anything for her? No, she wasn't interested at all. She wasn't interested at all. So we walked there, we went to the house, and it was very sad for me because the opinion that they had about me already after the meeting was already messed up. So no matter what I could do, I was still the bad person. So when we went there, for some reason, I don't know why, so when we went there, I opened the gate and we went to the house. And she was there, I think. Yeah, she was there because it was a weekend. And we bought the cake, but I felt like she was more happy to see the other girl. When I was the one who initiated the surprise visit for her birthday. So it hurt me. It hurt me a lot. And I've learned something, that people are not always what they say they are. There are people who pretend to be good, pretend to be simple, good person, but are not really nice. The more you get to know them, the more you realize that some people have their own agenda. People they use other people, and she used me in a way. And because even at the apartment, once again I was used, and I was really used. I don't want to go into detail, but it really made me understand something. And I decided to leave, and I exchanged my room with another international student. Then I left, and with no regret. And after that, seeing her in student party, because sometimes some students at the university, they had some party in their house. So I was invited, and I was really a party girl. I was just going there to honor the invitation, so people will not say she's always on her own, she always want to stay on her own, because I didn't like it, because usually people they gossip, and I just didn't have time for that. But then I was going just to honor the invitation, and then I will see her there, and sometimes I will say hi, sometimes I just go my way, like I don't know you, I don't want to know you anymore. Now, it's a lesson. Like sometimes when people they make sure that the person is very honest about what she say, And when they complain like that and you want to discuss about situation, address the issue, make sure that person speak, because that's something I learned. And then also be careful, because everybody is not honest. Everybody has their own agenda. People use other people emotionally or anything. Have to be careful. We are in the world, people are really selfish, and I'm learning the very hard way. I'm learning many times. It's not only in relationship, like love relationship, it's everything. People are just what they are, and it has to be ourselves to be careful, to protect our heart, to protect our, others. So I think I say all. I hope the story was not too long, but I want to share that with you. Some people are just who they are, and don't be too good, too honest, too good, too true. Sometimes be careful with who you are, with who you are with. I don't know how to say that in English, but just, that's how I want